because they're half their semester test. Once again, I will do number 1 again. Let's review. Number 1 is what? How am I going to do? What is A times C here?
Negative 15.
Okay, so I want to find the new numbers that multiply to get negative 15 and add to get what? What's my B?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. We found our two special numbers. Excuse me, but could we not talk, please? 3, positive 3, and a negative 5. So now we split this up into 3x squared plus 3x minus 5x minus 5. Then we split this up, factor out the GCF, which was a 3x. Agreed? 3 times 1 is 3, x times x, and then plus 1. Always factor out the sign, whatever the third sign, whatever the third term sign is, that's what we're going to factor out. And we already did this on the board here, so that's why I'm going through it fast. So we're going to factor out a negative. GCF is 5, which leaves you with an x, 1x plus 1 in here. So you factored this to be 3x minus 5 times x plus 1. Would everyone agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Coach, can this go below part 1 of the notes?
Yes. So, what we are going to do today is add an extra step. After we get to here, we're going to set, let's say this was equal to 0. We're going to then solve and check. So, number 1 for this assignment would be, you're going to take number 1 from yesterday's assignment, which was what? 3x squared, what? Minus 2x, minus 5, and then you're going to put equal to what?
0.
0. Now here's the nice thing, and here's what how I'm shortening this assignment. Once you're done with this, do you need to go through that whole factoring process again? You've already done it, haven't you? What did we find our answer to be here? When you factor that, you get 3x minus 5 in parentheses times x plus 1. So underneath here, you ought to be able to go straight to writing 3x what? Minus 5 times what? X plus 1. All of that's equal to 0. This, and guys, I'm not happy with the way a lot of you did the first one. I know you can do, subtract 1 in your head, but I want to see it. I want to see neatly this split into 2 separate equations. Haven't we done this already? What is my first step here? Add 5, add 5. You're left with 3x is equal to 5. What am I going to do now? Divide both sides by what? 3. And that reduces to simply a 5 over 3. That's one of your solutions. What are you going to do here? Subtract 1, subtract 1. X is equal to a negative 1. Off to the side, just like this, your check. Will be first, I'm going to substitute in x equal 5 over 3. You guys can show me that, and x equal negative 1. I wasn't real happy with the checks either. I went ahead and let them go. But I want to see this plugged in. I want to see some steps followed. So 3 times, what am I going to get here? 5 over 3 what? Squared minus 2 times 5 over 3 minus 5 is equal to 0. Now, this is going to be a little tricky, isn't it? So what you should do is use your calculator to realize you can get 3 times, this will become 25 over 9 minus 10 over 3 minus 5 is equal to 0. Cancel out before you multiply, and you get 25 over 3 minus 10 over 3 is minus 5 is equal to 0. So you end up getting, what would this be? 15 over 3 minus 5 is equal to 0. You get 0 equal to 0. What is 15 divided by 3? 5 minus 5? 0. Of course, it'll be much easier to put it in here. It'll be 3 times negative 1 minus 2 times negative 1 minus 5 is equal to 0. This will be negative 3 plus 2 minus 5. This is squared though, so I messed up. What is negative 1 squared? Huh? What's negative 1 squared?
Positive one.
Positive 1 times 3 is 3. So you get 5 minus 5 equals 0. 0 is equal to 0. Now you've done your check. This is number 1 of your assignment. Take each problem from the worksheet. Set it equal to 0, then solve and check each problem by factoring. So what's number 2 gonna, the problem for number 2 gonna be? Anybody tell me? 2x squared plus 3x minus 9, what, equals 0. So does everybody understand? Look up here for a second. Does everybody understand that you're just setting this problem and putting what behind it?
0.
Equals 0, then using what you factored and splitting it into 2 equations and solving and then checking, right? So you've done all the factoring work already, haven't you? After you're done with this worksheet. And do this on a separate sheet of paper. Okay? So all you're doing is solving, setting them equal to 0 and solving and checking the 16 problems that you did, that we assigned yesterday. We will have a work day on this probably tomorrow. We may get a new worksheet. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Please raise your hand if you don't understand what the assignment is. The reason I'm doing it like this and not just giving you 16 more problems, or writing these down for you, is I'm worried that you wouldn't realize that all the work's already been done for you and you redo every single one of them. You see what I mean? You guys have got this almost done. Once you've done this, you've got them factored, don't you? Set equal to 0. So now just work on what? Splitting them up and creating a new equation. So like I said, as an example, number 2 would be what? 2x squared plus 3x minus 9 is equal to what? 0. What would number 3 be?
3x squared minus 8x plus 4 equals 0.
And I'll go ahead and write them all down here and zoom this out in a second when you guys get done writing that. You guys realize on number 4 I forgot to put 19x. Or did I on that problem? I probably didn't on that one.
You did.
I did.
On here you did.
I did. Yeah. Number 4 should be 5x squared plus 19x plus 12.